Hi guys, how are you? And welcome back to the channel. My name is George and welcome to Watches with George. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my idea of a Panda dial on a budget. The watch that we're going to be having a look at today is a Casio watch, but not just any Casio, it's an Edifice. Now, these things are, as I'm sure you know, Edifice is the part of Casio that it's meant to be not as sporty as the G-Shock lineup or the other quartz-based watches that they do. But Edifice is more addressed to the more professional, that's what they say, the more professional people. You know, it's meant to be an everyday watch that you can pretty much, you know, wear on the go and, well, wear on the go. It's meant to be an everyday watch that you can wear to work and then come back home and also do sports activities with. But generally, I think watch people kind of stay away from the Edifice lineup because the dials tend to be a little full and really hard to read and too busy, and the watches tend to be a bit bigger. But the watch that I have in hand today, it's not any of those things. I find it's my idea of like I said, a Panda dial on a budget. And for the Edifice lineup, it's not specifically big, and the measurements, as I will show you guys in the next a few minutes, will actually be suited for people who have smaller wrists, because I have a 6.3 inch wrist and I think it suits me perfectly. Now, enough waffling. Before I actually get into the box, I'm just going to do a bit more waffle. Before I actually get into the box, the review today will be based on my experience with the watch, what I actually think about it, and we'll be going through measurements, specifications. We'll have a look at the strap, dial, and everything. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to let you guys know my opinion about the watch, pros and cons, and if I do recommend it or not. Now, let's get into this box and show you guys what it looks like. Now, the model that we have in hand is a EFR-526L-7 AVUF, and it's the European model. And here you have the module number, so the movement. I picked this up on Amazon. I think I bought it in the end of 2018. Believe it or not, it seems like such a long time ago, but then again, it's not. And it's relatively cheap. I'll put it into the description box below, and I paid around, I want to say £75, which is the equivalent of 85 euros plus delivery, which is around £6 or £7, but nevertheless, I'll put it in the description box. And let me just take this out for a moment, just put that out for a second. You have the tag with that little sticker that was on the dial. I took that off. You have the big, I'm not even going to open this, the user guide with the module number, and you have a few the warranty card and a few things here from Casio, so I'm going to put these away. And you have the watch. Now, this has seen, I'm not going to say that it's seen better days, but it has a few scuffs on the side here because being a cheap watch, relatively cheap watch, it was a very good watch to kind of just, you know, pick up, and like it says, they kind of got me with that. It was on the go, but nevertheless, it's still in pretty good condition. So this is the watch, guys. Comes in on this, and just put that away as well. Comes in this little lovely pillow. If I say, I've seen worse pillows for on watches, but it's nothing that it wouldn't actually matter to me if it was on just a bubble wrap. But I don't care that much about these things. Some people do, but hey, not me. Now, this is the watch, guys. There you go. I have my trusty caliper tool as well here to go through the measurements and specifications. And like I said, it's a Panda dial. So I think the proper definition for a Panda dial on a watch would be a dial with a lighter color with some darker tone on the subdials, most likely 3 sub-dials. Now, this fits that description almost bang on, and it's under 100 euros, depending on which website you find it on. Now, I was kind of put off a little bit when I actually saw the watch. I know I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but hear me out. It's because when you see this thing on the website or on Amazon, you go, oh yeah, so it's a Panda dial. The actual the sub-dials are not black, they're kind of charcoal gray, but nevertheless you're going for the Panda look and they kind of nailed that. So on a budget and for the amount of money that you're paying for it. Still, before I get into this, I should do a wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Casio, again, my G-Shock DW5610. Whoops. Excuse me. And this guy has never, oh actually I think I had this on my wrist since I did my last review, which was a few days ago, but it's a good piece to have. And it is Monday the 6th and it's 3:27 a.m. because what else would you be doing at this time of the night? Now, getting back on the video, let me just open that. We'll go through measurement specifications really quick. That is one of the downsides to this guy is the strap, but we'll get into that as we go along. So I have my caliper tool, open that guy. Now, so we have the dial, case size of 40 millimeters. You have lug to lug of 40, no, it's not 46, just turn that around to make it a lot easier for us to measure that guy. So you have 48 and a little bit, no, actually 40, it's 48. I'm having a really hard time doing this to get the proper measurement. So that's 48. You have a thickness of 11.17 millimeters, so that quartz movement actually keeps the watch at a very, very thin profile. And you have a lug-to-lug distance of 22 millimeters. So I think, nevertheless, because of the case size, they could have got away with 20 millimeters, but it is a Edifice, so still, it's pretty good. I didn't actually mind. And like I say, guys, it is a big enough dial, but you have a 48 millimeter lug-to-lug distance, which makes the watch really, really wearable for people with smaller wrists. Now, taking a look at the dial, you have applied indices all around with the 24-hour mark on the 24-hour numerals on the chapter ring. You have 3 subdials, one at the 12 o'clock, one at the 6 o'clock, and one at the 9 o'clock. And you have applied logo, the brand Edifice, Casio, and let me just move that away. Sorry, you can see that properly. Casio Edifice, water resistance, 100 meters at the 3 o'clock position, also with a date window at the 3 o'clock position. So it's a very clean, very simple dial as opposed to everything else that you find in the Casio lineup. Now, the case is a 3-1L stainless steel case. Crown, pushers as well, and also the fixed bezel, which doesn't turn, which is black and white. That's still a 3-1L stainless steel. Now, this one has, like I said, I think it has a few scraps here, but you can barely see it. You won't be able to, I don't think you will be able to pick them up on the camera. A very decent finishing all around the case. And you have polished case all around on the lugs, no chamfering on the lugs all around the case as it goes around. There you go. And there's a bit of brushing here, sorry, as it goes down. Let me just see that properly. Yep, sorry, my apologies, guys. There's a bit of brushing on the top of the lugs on both ends, but everything else it's nice and polished. And you have not so big crown guards between the top pusher and the middle pusher, pardon me, moving the camera there, and the pusher at the 4 o'clock position. And the crown is a nice crown with the Edifice logo on it. Not too big, but also not too small, and it fits really well in the between the crown guards, so it's actually nicely proportioned there. You have pretty straightforward, I want to say again, fence post hands, but I wouldn't be, they are fence post hands, pretty standard hands, the with loom on them, so it's quite a bit of loom. I'll show you guys, I'll do a loom shot later on in the video. Now, talking about the pushers, because we're still on the case, you have the pusher at the 2 o'clock position, which starts this is a basic chronograph, guys, by the way, and the module number is, I think, is 53. It says on the back of it there. Now, this you'd find the same module number in the watches, kind of with the same kind of line up on the dial from the Casio range, from the Edifice range, and I think this model was released back in 2013. It's an old model. I know I still picked it up late, but still. So if you find watches with the same kind of lineup, chances are they'll probably still have the same module in them. Going back on the chronograph, you have at the 2 o'clock position, you have the pusher that starts the chronograph. So as you can see, on the subdial at the 12 o'clock position is the 10th of a second. The subdial at the 6 o'clock position is the seconds hand, and the subdial at the 9 o'clock position operates the minute. So very simple. You start the chronograph with the pusher at the 2 o'clock position. You stop it, and then if you want to continue, you press that again, and you stop it again for stopwatch, and then you reset the chronograph with the pusher at the 4 o'clock position. Very simple and very straightforward, and all the subdials kind of line up apart from the one at the 12 o'clock position, but that's pretty straight as well. I can't say I'm pretty bothered about that for the watch at this price point, and it's nothing out of the ordinary to find watches, especially at this price point, with the subdials not aligned, the hands on the subdials not to align. Again, not complaining. While we're on the dial, guys, while we're on the case, turning the watch around, you have a water resistance on the back, 10 bars. You have the 5345, there you go, there's the module number, EFR-526L stainless steel, and a Casio Edifice on the back. It's a screw down case back, which is very, very cool, giving this watch 100 meters of water resistance. Looking at the strap, now this was the thing that I had to complain about, but then again, I don't actually, first of all, before I go too much into this, I don't think it fits the strap, the watch. Very, very straightforward. As soon as I got it, like, this doesn't have a lot of, I think I used this strap and it's something else. I just for testing. It's 22 millimeter. It fits the watch okay. Like I said, I think they could have got it away with 20 millimeters, but that's fine. I'm not going to complain. It doesn't fit the whole aesthetics of the watch, and it's not the most not the best quality. It says genuine leather, but actually it's probably genuine leather on the top, but something else on the back. So it's okay. I haven't used it. The buckle, a very, very simple buckle. No engraving, no logo or anything on it. Still, I'm not going to say too much about it. Stainless steel on the back of it, and that's pretty much it. Now, I had this on a different strap. I actually don't have that. I should have got that with me, so my apologies about that, but that would be the thing that I would complain about. And that would be, to be completely honest, again, for me, I could actually pull it off. I could never do 22 millimeter lugs, but again, I think with the overall aesthetic of the watch, not going to complain. I'm going to put it on my wrist, guys, to show you guys how it looks like, and then I will tell you guys what I think were the pros and cons of this guy. So pros and cons, the do's or don'ts, or what I did or didn't like about it, whichever way you want to put it, I'll go through them with you. So this is how it looks like on my wrist, guys. There you go, from a distance. I think it wears quite nice. The relatively small lug to lug for the size of the watch, 48 millimeters, fits it actually very well, and it fits on my wrist pretty good. Let me just show you guys like that as well. So it doesn't stick out a lot, and the lugs kind of form around the wrist very well, so that's very good. It's a what else I was going to say, they actually do, sorry, my apologies, they form around the wrist very well, so the thickness, gives it that good advantage. So there you go, guys, on distance. Let me just take that off for you guys. Now, the things that I do or don't like about it. So very, very simple. Just to put it in perspective, should I start with the pros and cons? I'll start with the pros. And what I do like about it. What I like about it, it's coming from a reliable brand. So very, very good. Casio's been doing watches for a very long time, and you got the G-Shock series, and they're meant to, those things will last you a lifetime if you look after them. And this guy, it's made very well for what it is, for the money that you pay for it. So not going to complain there. It's a good all-round beater watch. Like I said, it comes in a few variants as well, and you can find this on a metal strap. I'll put the relative links in the description box below. You can find it there. I think there's about 4 or 5 variants of this, but then again, I bought it on that, so I don't mind. It's really, to go back on it, it's a very, very good beater watch for not a lot of money, and it looks really good as well. Decent finish on the case, they did a really good job at it, so again, not going to complain there. And you are getting, I think, which is the best pro out of everything here, you're getting that Panda looking dial, very simple. I think if it didn't have the Edifice logo, and if you just said, like even if that didn't have the Edifice and it just said Casio Edifice 100 meter water resistance, it would have been brilliant, but then again, can't complain. You're getting the Panda look for relatively cheap money. So there you go. That's probably one of the best things, and probably that was one of the things that convinced me to buy this watch. So there you go, guys. Cons. Strap. That was the first one that probably that you would say I was gonna complain about. Strap is not the best, but then again, not a lot of watches around this price point, especially from not necessarily Edifice, Seiko, for instance. A watch around that price point would give you the best strap, so not going to complain there. But again, if I was going to complain about something, that would be one of them. Hardlex crystal, I didn't mention that, so it's a Hardlex crystal. Again, wouldn't be too much to say considering the fact that it costs how much it costs. And probably the biggest con is the fact that it's an Edifice. It's not reputable amongst the watch people. Anyway, guys, this is my review of the Casio Edifice. This is my cheap option of a Panda dial. You can put in the description box below if you have anything else that would kind of beat this guy, but I really doubt it around for price point and everything else. As per usual, guys, if you did stick around towards the end of the video, click a like, a subscribe, comment if you enjoyed it, or if you didn't, I don't mind. You know, it's a learning curve for everybody. Thank you very much again for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, wash your damn hands, practice social distancing and all that, and I will see you guys again. Thank you very much.